All right. Hey, collective, welcome to class. We are going to go over the chakra system, but we're going to be going over the Kemetic chakra system, okay? Also known as the Sefetch Bara, which is the seven souls of Ra. But we're going to start off with the crown, or Qemhu. Now we're going to start with its color and stuff. So with its color, some people say it's white, other people say it's purple. I don't say it's either. I say it's like an iridescent color. Whenever I meditate on my crown chakra, I don't see it doesn't make sense for it to be white for me. It never comes to me white. Purple, no, at all. Not for me at all. It's iridescent to me because I understand what whole light is, and whole light is rainbow light. The crown chakra, since it is connected and used for the source of all, would have an iridescent glow to it. Not a white or a purple. Maybe purple because of a spiritual connection, but then that would be more towards the pineal gland, which the crown chakra is also related to, rather than anything else. And for it to be white, though that makes sense, it would only be white if it's quartered. It would only be white if it was not pure. Now, I'm saying that because when you see white light, that means that light is not pure. It is contaminated. It has been split down to a single, so that you're able to perceive the rest of the colors. I mean, that's how light works. That's why we're able to see color. Is because that light that's been divided up comes at us as white, and then when it disperses into our retinas and go through our iris and all that shit, and it comes back out, we see color. That means it's whole and it's working together as a unit and not separate. So that's why I say that the crown chakra is radiant of iridescent color and not white and or purple. Those might make sense for others, but I'm strictly telling you what I know from my studies and everything that I do. With the crystals, and of course, apply this knowledge where it is. I'm just here to educate. Keep your own beliefs as you want, but don't be afraid to open your eyes to other beliefs as well, to get another understanding as well. That's just the whole purpose of growing and healing and stuff, and just not being shut off to being one-way life, but also not letting other people mesh their opinions into yours and confuse your life up. But the crystals that the Qemhu is related with is diamond, sapphire, moonstone, topaz, quartz, crystals, opal, and sugilite. The metal is gold. Now, a lot of people know that I don't know if a lot of people know about this. I'll take it back. If you look at ore mines and how they're laid out, I'll probably have a photo up here somewhere too. You know how we are. And then you look at the Grand Canyon, you'll notice that they have very similar carving paths. So the Anunnaki use gold a lot. The Anunnaki love gold because gold is a very, very spiritual metal. Gold is very prosperous. It's very powerful. It's very pure, very malleable, I'm going to even say, element to be using, especially when using crown chakras. Kings, queens, goddesses, and gods, and however, they all had gold and purple of to some degree. The gold representing their power, and the purple representing their wisdom. So a lot of the Anunnaki use a lot of gold. That's why gold is so expensive as well, is just because it's such a spiritual metal. It's related with the crown. When you use gold, I mean, that's, you can use gold to decalcify your third eye, not your third eye, but your pineal gland, excuse me. Different glands there. The crown chakra is the pineal gland. That's the funny thing. The third eye chakra is the pituitary gland. People get that confused and mixed up. But that's why whenever you open your third eye and you're doing all these third eye meditations to open your pineal gland, and you're doing your third eye and you're not opening it, it's because you're messing with your pituitary gland and not your pineal gland. Your pineal gland is in your crown chakra. It acts as the third eye, the eye that is hidden. That is how it is. The pituitary gland helps you to perceive what the pineal gland is trying to deliver. You see what I mean there? Anyway, we have the smells that can influence the Qemhu. Is lotus, benzoin, cedarwood, frankincense, jasmine, myrrh, lavender, to name a few. I found a lot, but I didn't feel like mentioning all of them. A lot of them I didn't even know what they were. But if you are all wanting those, I'll probably just put the whole list up as a photo anyway. The planet that it's related to is the universe. The note of this chakra that you can use to meditate on, is the note of B. And if you want to know what hertz that is for frequency, it is 493.883 hertz. Now that's for B4 on a keyboard. So that's the middle of the keyboard. That's B, the first B, in the middle of the keyboard, if you're looking for that. The deity that is related to this chakra. Now the funny part is, while doing this, look, a lot of people will say that there is none because it's the crown chakra and it's omniscient. I beg to differ. I say Osiris, or Asar, is the deity in charge of the crown chakra. Not only was Osiris resurrected and is known for the resurrecting, which is also the happenings of Christ consciousness, but he was also resurrected, as well as being the ruler of the underworld, holding the secrets that allow you to transmute and alchemize certain energies from stagnation to life, or from death to life, however you wish. The element is spirit, regardless of how it is. The element of the crown of the Qemhu is spirit. I keep wanting to say crown chakra, excuse me, but we're talking about the Kemets, the Egyptians, the ancestors. But that is the element is spirit. The mantra is we should all know that, AUM or OM, however you want to say it. The affirmation for this is, I am a transcendental being, and the understanding, the inner standing, I should say, is everything is mind, the universe is mental. Okay? Now, so let's say you're having crown chakra issues, right? And you're like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I just feel like my crown's blocked, or you're blocked and you're unable to think clearly. Let me give you some signs of what a underactive Qemhu and her crown would give. So an underactive Qemhu would give coldness, blandness, tartness, sterility. It would make you feel isolated, like things are meaningless, no purpose in things. Disharmony, anxiety, or restlessness, dissatisfied, feeling rejected by God, not being full, very discontentful energy. If you're goodness gracious, if you are experiencing any of these symptoms, it's because your crown chakra is underactive and or you are disconnected from it. So definitely doing the mantras of even doing the mudras as well. I forgot what the mudra's called. I forgot to write it down, but I'll put it up on the screen. My apologies there. Or meditate with the note B. And it doesn't have to be a piano. It can be guitar. It could be anything. You could even use the frequency as well. Meditating with those diamonds, putting, like, if you want to, you can have a white light in your room or a purple light, or you can have like a rainbow iridescent light around your room. However, but these things will really help that to come to fruition. Now, at the same time, you might have an overactive Qemhu. And an overactive Qemhu will give you this feeling of superiority and separation because of ego. Now, your ego is your brain. It's your right side of your consciousness. It's your thought consciousness, which is the right side. That's where your ego resides. And funnily enough, the Matrix will tell you that the right side is the creative side. Well, because the ego wants to think that it's creative when the ego can't create shit other than, well, shit. Let's just be real. The ego doesn't really create anything. It can amplify, but it can't start the project. You know what I mean? The ego only has like, oh, but if this works, we can do all these things too. Nah, that's the only thing the ego can do. But this feeling of superiority. So on this spiritual path, you'll meet people who are having this spiritual ego where they feel like they're above or they deserve something more. That's because their crown chakra is overactive. Yes, they know that they deserve, but they are struggling to detach. They're not using the law of detachment and or discernment in that time. So there's a disconnect. So that's very important to know there. But if if it is connected for you, you'll have inner peace and inner harmony. But if you are feeling a bit of ego or a bit of feeling on top of things or feeling like you're better than someone, watch out, because that could be an overactive crown chakra, which is not good either. You don't want something it's the Goldilocks, you know? You don't want too much, you don't want too little. You want it to be balanced and good. Like, seriously, because an overactive crown chakra will get you fucked up probably even more than an underactive crown chakra, because an underactive crown chakra will at least keep you from feeling like you're able to do it. And even though it might suck, it will save you the risk of embarrassment or failure, or however, you know what I mean? But the crown chakra is associated with imagination, wonder, wisdom, pure wholeness. It is also associated with the right eye. That's why it says in the Bible, if the physical world disturbs you, pluck out your right eye, because your right eye sees the physical, which is why they want you to think that your right side of the body controls everything creative, because they want you to be right-minded, which is not good. If you're right-minded, you're egotistical, you're uptight, you're intelligent, not wise, you're intelligent. And what does intelligence mean? Well, intel, it means you're collecting data. When you're intelligent, you collect data and then form opinions off that data. When you are wise, you understand that all you can form are opinions. So you allow your opinion to be fact for you and different for others, you know? But it's also associated with shame and pessimism, as well as intellect. I mentioned that. But pessimism and shame as well as for the crown chakra. Because what people tend to not do when they teach chakras, they only focus on, oh, look at the positive sides. Yeah, well, guess what? In the realm of duality, where everything happens to you on a spectrum, because duality shows a spectrum, not two, and we'll break down the yin-yang symbol someday soon, actually, because so many people think it's a symbol of duality, and it's not. If it was a duality, there would only be two circles, but there's three circles if you look, you know. But that's a subject for another day. We'll go over that later. But anyway, the area where the crown chakra is most effective is the layer on top of the brain, or the cerebral cortex, the nervous system, as well, again, with the right eye. You can also look in history, look back in mythology if you wish, or however, and see where the right eye was plucked out on stories. You can look at Osiris, for instance. I mean, shit. You can look at, I believe, I'm hearing Odin, but I think I think it was Odin. I believe it was. I don't know, I can't remember fully, but going back and looking at it, because my brain's I'm in a different realm right now. I'm not over there right now. I'm over here. But the gland is pineal. The emotions that that Qemhu holds is happiness, as well as this satisfaction, if I can speak words. The realm of the Qemhu is the pet realm, or the divine plan, as well as the unconscious realm. We'll go over the different realms at a different date. Right now, we're going to worry about base information. We will dive into different stuff deeper here soon. But it is the unconscious realm, which rules 95% of our life. So if you're having an issue and it's unbeknownst to you why, it is a crown chakra and a Qemhu issue, and you must balance it out. Now, how do we balance it out other than crystals and smells and other stuff like that? Like, what do we do? Well, you can eat certain foods. You can eat pure foods. You can eat organic foods or vegetation. The gorilla diet is very good for the Qemhu, but be very careful with it, because not everyone can do the gorilla diet, and some people have to work themselves up to it. But that is a very good diet, a very good starting point to go to if you are looking for a closer crown chakra connection. Heavily. We're going to dive into more about the crown chakra. I'm really, that's all I have written down, but there's more that the Spirit's putting on me. Because with the crown chakra and downloads, when we get a crown chakra upgrade, that doesn't necessarily always mean that we're getting a conscious upgrade. Sometimes the upgrade of the crown chakra is simply removing the barriers that were preventing you from seeing what you needed to do. A lot of times when the Qemhu, or the crown chakra is destable, is not working. Oh my God, I forgot about the reflexology. Thank you about that, Spirit. Yeah, but a lot of times when it's not working, it's because you're unable to consciously grasp what's going on, but your subconscious knows. And when your subconscious tries to lead you down a path, you may be ignoring it or saying nah, this isn't going to work, or that's not it, when in actuality it is. That is the crown chakra upgrade. That's why these things happen. It allows us to be more aware of our crown of the subconscious, of the 95% of us that doesn't really have awareness to it. Now the awareness of it can be changed per person. It's the average person that we're getting for that percentage, by the way. That awareness can be changed. I don't know to how much of a degree, but it can be changed. You can become more aware of your subconscious, and the only way to do that, one way, is by really listening to the teachings that I do, of breaking down thought processes, because that makes you aware of the subconscious behavior that you have when it comes to problems and stuff. But being aware of why you do things, the process of the order of process of things, whether you're in the middle of it. When you're in the middle of it, it's better, because that shows that you're consciously aware of what's going on unconsciously. Which is a funny thing to say. But when you're able to do that, you're able to slow down time itself, basically. And you're able to see the energy around you and how it's moving, and how time is creating this bond, this tie for you, to get you to react a certain way, or how the currents are moving. But for reflexology, if you are having crown chakra pains, also migraines, headaches, things of that nature are also crown chakra things. If you're having on the top of the head migraines, I think, what is it? It's I know you put your tongue on the top of the mouth, but do you use apple vinegar? I think it's apple vinegar. I forgot the exact, so don't quote me on it fully, but I know you can put the top of your tongue on the tongue on the roof of your mouth, and in doing that connects to your crown and third eye a lot, and that helps open that up. It helps give the it's like a pressure point. Y'all know what I mean. But yeah, the reflexology are on the tips of the toes and also the tips of the fingers. And the funny part is about the tips of the fingers, each tip of the finger have a different meaning for each hand. So for the right hand, if you were to squeeze the top, if you need help with confidence, with your crown chakra confidence, right? Well, or like your will, technically. Your will. If you need help with your will, right? You squeeze the top of your thumb for about 15 seconds, but pointer finger and the thumb, on the thumb you squeeze it. If you need help with authority, with moving forward with the Qemhu, it is the top pointer finger with authority. Focus is the top middle finger. This is all right hand, by the way. Creativity is the top ring finger, and power is the tip of the pinky. Now for the left hand, if you need motivation, it is the top right of the top of the left thumb. Why did I say the top of the right? The top of the right of the left thumb. That's funny. No, but the top of the left thumb is motivation. The tip of the right pointer finger is confidence. The tip of the middle finger for the left is concentration, inspiration for the ring finger, and spiritual for the pinky. Now, those are really going to help you for certain issues. If you're having issue with those, or even if you just need to do a whole crown reset, doing those for like 15 seconds, not even 15 seconds, you can do them for like a few seconds and you'll feel the difference literally happen. I'm telling you, you can rewind it and do it as I go through them. Seriously, it happens. Genuinely, it's beautiful. But it resets the crown. It flushes your system and it allows what needs to come in to come in. It literally cleans you. It's beautiful. Reflexology is super important to get into. Because a lot of our issues are sensory issues, right? And we understand this because if we have an issue, it's because our senses are inflamed. It's not because it's just something that randomly pops up. We have an issue because we have sensory issues. That's what we have down here. So if someone says, "Oh, you have sensory issues," no fucking shit, Sherlock. We have 5 senses, dumbass. Of course we have sensory issues. Like what? Why are you trying to make me feel bad for existing? You have sensory issues too. I don't damn. You know what I mean? Like let's get real with it. Let's stop making things seem so bad and realize like, no, these things are just how fucking life is. You're just trying to make money off of people who are like uneducated, like genuinely, like what's going on. You're ripping the soul, you're ripping the life, you're ripping the money, you're causing fear, you're draining people. It's like we're waking people up. We have to. And that's another thing with the crown chakra. Get your research in. If you have a hard time with your crown chakra, it's because you're not nourishing it enough. Get some knowledge. Your pineal gland loves water. It needs nourishment, bro. Give it that knowledge. Give it wisdom. Give it research and study. Learn something new. You can learn something new in 2 days. Seriously, it only takes 48 hours to learn something. It takes 3 weeks to rewrite a cycle. Seriously. So it's like if you're having these issues of anything, really step into your power, step into what would make you feel the best and learn something, study something, draw, do art, be creative. The imagination's the Qemhu. It needs that childlike energy. So allow it to express what it needs to express, which is again why it's important not to bottle up emotions, because that in itself restricts your imagination. That restricts you from being in the flow of anything's possible and puts you in the flow of, oh, I have to do this because if I do anything else, it's wrong. You see what I mean? Anywho, that is all that we have for the crown chakra at this time. I hope this helped. This is how the chakras are going to go. We're also going to go over the energy centers on the palms of the hands and the palms of the feet. That equals the 9 souls of Ra, which is the 9 souls within us. And we're going to go over the 9 souls as well. We're going to go over all of this because, listen, we are working off of a westernized, or if you want to say it in this way, like a Caucasian era of learning these things of ancestors. And we all understand that our ancestors were not white. They were indigenous, which meant they were melanated, because that is who were here. You know, it's the melanated folks. We have to learn, well, not learn, but rediscover what they already knew, being sent from other planets, other galaxies, being other races that were highly more intelligent than us, that then created the human race as an experiment to see how life would grow, because we as humans have a very interesting spiritual evolution. Well, the human body, I should say, has a very interesting spiritual evolution, because you might think it's a soul thing, but your whole body changes. Your whole nervous system's alive. It's the spiritual journey isn't just a mental thing. It's a whole other thing. Like I talk to people a lot, and they always say, "Oh, spirituality is mental." It is not mental. Spirituality is a lot more than mental. And if you're gonna stick with it being mental, then child, I guess I don't know. Like, I guess that's just how you're gonna be. I mean, it really says it in the name. Spirit is not mental. It's not mentality. It's spirituality. Come on. Anyway, anywho, we're getting ahead of ourselves. We love it. It's kind of common sense stuff. It's just weird. People really don't have common sense. It's kind of scary, but that's just over the time with grafting and poisoning the foods and the minds of everyone forever. You know how it is. And that's what we're here to fix. That's what everyone's here to fix. But we really have to, even if it's like, here's the thing. Even if you don't fully agree with everything, it's just important to have this knowledge spread, because it's what roots everything. It's the roots. And if we're going to solve any problem at all, we have to go to the root of the issue. And the roots are, I probably went over Yakub fucked everything up, let's be real, but the roots start when the roots start. When the seed was first planted, it was when the first root sprouted. So when the first aliens came down here, when the first races came down here to plant, to vegetate, to get the land ready, is when the roots were planted. And we have to go back to that time of understanding these things. Awakening the spiritual journey is more than just mental, of course. It's like, again, it's awakening the tongue, speaking native languages, speaking in tongues is a ancestral, is an African thing. So be aware of these things as well. Like, do not be afraid to speak in tongues, ever. It is not like a bad thing. It is something that has been rooted and deeply with our ancestors. It is something that always happens. You know, it is seeing the snake and not letting the Christian version of what a snake is defile what a snake really is. And if y'all know, because a snake is not a bad thing, and everyone's scared of snakes. If you look up, I'm not going to tell you what it is, because the ones that know, and this is not a debate that needs to, like, even be had, because it's just obvious. But do your research on what a spiritual meaning of a snake really is. Look up what a snake is. Look at every symbol in reality that we have that has a snake on it, and then tell me why you're not afraid to go towards it, but you're afraid of a snake, and then you say snakes are bad. Just think about it for a minute. You know what I mean? But regardless, it is a very interesting time to just be alive. That's all I'm gonna say. Regardless, that is the lesson for the crown chakra and or the Qemhu. Thank you all so much for being here. Again, everything's in the description. I love y'all so much. Be prepared for the next video to come out, because I'm excited to go over this whole system. I really am. But I will see you all later. Take care.